And again, this is coming out of people who were formerly alive. People are walking around with these things growing inside. Understand that these are not clumps of blood. These are not clumps of blood. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Right.
There's no way that these are blood clots. At the very high resolution, they look like almost reptilian scale.
Wow.
Reptilian scale.
Wow.
On the side. And yeah, there you go.
Right.
See those reptilian scales? What I'm saying is that looking at this is shocking to me because, number one, none of this belongs in the human body. None of this belongs in the human body.
Right.
This is being found in people who have, quote, died suddenly.
Basically, when you get these, you're not a regular human being anymore.
You're not a regular human being anymore.
Looking at this is shocking to me because, number one, none of this belongs in the human body.
Number one, none of this belongs in the human body.
You're becoming alien. Your physiology is changing. And he even talked about this with the mRNA that's in the vaccine.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
It doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you if you take a genetic editing.
An effort for man to merge with machine in a healthy way.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like, when my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them. But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon, and he just like called them up and was like, "Hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here. Okay, I'm gonna text you. I gotta go by in 69." And they get these people, they tell you like he's a genius. They're all writing like he's a genius. So we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because like all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood, it was all occults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick that the devil ever played, right? Is making people think that he didn't exist and making people atheist, making people believe that there's nothing, like you're here for a moment in time, because then it allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money, right? Well, if you truly knew and believed, like I do, I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it. But if you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression. Oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job, or keeping your mouth shut to maintain that job. We're seeing it right now with the Charlie Kirk case, right? You're selling your soul. Like there's a life after this. They have made you pledge your allegiance to their dollar because they know life is going on. They know that. They want you to literally sell them your soul. That's my personal belief.
They would progressively infiltrate all of the races. They would get the coding from the angelic human 12 tribes by raiding the 12 tribes, sexually interbreeding with them to get a genetic line to create a super race that would carry the codes, the Stargate codes that corresponded to Earth's grids. So they had Not only were they fighting for the Templar now they were targeting the angelic human race because it had the codes, and if they could interbreed, because now they were capable of creating live offspring, if they could create a race that would hold all of the Stargate codes, and they'd have to do it one group at a time. They'd have to infiltrate Tribe 1 and Tribe 2 and Tribe 3 and very carefully interweave what tribes they raided to create a race of children, a race of human mutants that would look like the rest of us, that would have the keys to the Templar running in reverse. This is what they tried to do, and it was an official agreement that was made. What we're living right now is the end of that agreement. There's some interesting things done in order to fulfill that agreement. Interesting and horrific. The most important one that I'll add to this, because there's a whole list of them that I could go through, and I'll just go through the list real quick. They would progress.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why they were able to now procreate, because they wasn't allowed to when they was originally created. So they infiltrated us and got us to start having sex with these species. So this is just part of it, my people, but we're at the end of it now. And because we're at the end, these people are more desperate than ever.
Of a secretive project within the Department of Defense involving the manipulation of human genetics with what is described as non-human genetic material, potentially for the enhancement of human capabilities, hybrids.
Nephilim, it is DNA manipulation, and the whole thing of end times DNA manipulation is as it was in the days of Noah. So as it was in the days of Noah, like what was going on? Well, the only person that came straight from Adam, and that by the time that Noah was around, was, it says Noah was perfect in all of his generations. He was genetically perfect. He hadn't been contaminated by all these dark and demonic forces that manifested in all kinds of different ways. He was perfect, and he was generationally perfect. That's what the Word of God says. He was perfect in all of his generations. Well, just exactly like that, there's this plan. One of the ways that Nephilim manifests, as you know, the giants that were in the days of Noah, the Nephilim, the Crimea, those kinds of things, they don't just manifest in the giant on the ridge, or the manifest in the hairy creature in the woods, or the skinwalker, or whatever. They hide in God-king bloodlines. They hide in generation in bloodlines. Now, there's always been a seed war. Genesis chapter 3 describes a seed war, the first of 400 messianic promises of King Jesus. Genesis chapter 3 is describing is 3:15. There's always going to be a war between our seed and your seed. And then you go over into the book of Daniel. He says, hey, the head is as gold, the shoulders are as silver. It goes down to brass, and it gets down to iron and clay mixed. And it says this whenever he interprets it in the book of Daniel, and their seed shall mix with yours. Talking about at the end times, that mixing of the seed's going to be a big priority. So if it's transgender, if it's transhuman, it's all about trans, which is transgression.